The Soviet Union was massive. Endless forests, frozen mountains, dark swamps, places where no person had ever walked. In those forgotten corners, something could live, something ancient, something wild, and sometimes something terrifying. People say the forests of Russia hide more than just wolves or bears. They whisper about tall, hairy creatures with glowing eyes, things that walk like men but are not men at all. Some call them Yetis, others say they are spirits, but one thing is certain: when you see one, it's already too late. Now, let's begin with the first story that really happened. In 1988, geologist Vladimir Pushkaryov led a small team into the Zigolga Mountains. They were there to study rocks and minerals, but what they found wasn't in any science book. The first night, something walked around their camp. Heavy steps, not on 4 legs, but 2. They yelled, thinking maybe it was a person, but nothing answered. The next morning, they found huge footprints, barefoot, 5 toes, nearly half a meter long. Then it got worse. On the 3rd night, the air felt different. Still, dead quiet. No bugs, no birds, just the fire crackling and breathing. Loud, raspy breathing, coming from the dark. Pushkaryov turned and saw it. A tall figure stood at the edge of the forest, covered in thick black hair, eyes glowing from the firelight. It just stood there, watching, breathing. The whole team froze. No one moved, no one spoke. They sat there, staring at each other for half an hour, until the thing slowly backed into the trees and vanished. They left the next morning, scared and shaken. On the way down, they found a goat carcass, ripped open. Not eaten, just torn and left behind. Pushkaryov filed a report. Officials said he must have imagined it, but local villagers knew the truth. They had a name for it, the Forest Man, and they told their children to never go out at night. Siberia is a quiet place, cold forests, deep snow, long dark winters. Not many people live there, but some say something else does. In 1982, 2 miners were walking home after work near a town called Tashtagol in Kemerovo region. It was late, dark, snow was falling. They were tired, ready to eat and sleep. But then they heard something. Footsteps. Not fast, not small, big, heavy, too heavy to be a person. The steps followed them, then stopped. They turned a corner and froze. There, standing in the trail, was a tall creature, at least 8 feet high. It looked like a man, but it wasn't. It had long arms, a thick body covered in dark fur. Its yellow eyes glowed in the dark. Then it growled. The miners dropped their tools and ran. Back at the site, others didn't believe them until they saw the tracks. Giant footprints, barefoot, in deep snow, human-shaped but much, much bigger. Then it started happening again. More miners saw something in the trees, sometimes close, sometimes far. It didn't speak. It didn't attack. It just watched. Then tools started going missing. Shovels, food, lights. One night a goat was found, torn open, not eaten, just left there, like a warning. One miner quit after waking up and seeing the creature standing outside his window. It didn't move, it just stared. Locals weren't surprised. They called it Shirel, a forest being from old stories, half spirit, half creature, not evil, but dangerous if you bothered it. Some say it protects the forest. Others say it's just old and angry. A Russian scientist named Dmitry Bayanov came to study the reports. He believed in wild men. He talked to the miners, to the locals. He searched the woods. One night, he saw something. A shape, a pair of eyes shining in the dark. Then it was gone. He later wrote, "It's real. It knows where we are. And it does not forget." Even today, in the forests of Kemerovo, people say they feel it. Something big, something quiet, something watching. They say, if the birds stop singing and the trees stop moving, you should leave, because the Shirel is near. The Soviet Union was full of wild, empty places. Frozen forests, quiet mountains, areas where no one goes. Some people say, things live out there, things we don't understand. In 1959, 9 hikers went into the Ural Mountains. They were students from a university, young, strong, and well-prepared. Their leader was Igor Dyatlov. Their goal was to cross a snowy, remote mountain. But something went wrong. Weeks later, rescue teams found their tent. It had been cut open. From the inside, not from snow or animals. They had sliced it themselves as if escaping something. And they ran into the snow in minus 30 degrees Celsius, without jackets, without boots. The rescuers found barefoot tracks leading into the forest. Then they found the bodies. 2 were under a tree, nearly naked. 1 had burned hands. The tree above was broken, like someone had tried to climb it fast, maybe to hide, maybe to see what was coming. 3 more were found lying between the tree and the tent, as if they had crawled back but didn't make it. The last 4 were found much later under deep snow. 1 had a crushed skull, 2 had broken ribs, 1 woman had no tongue, no eyes, no lips. But there were no wounds on the outside, just broken bones. Like something hit them hard, but left no cuts or bruises. Even stranger, some clothes showed radiation. On one hiker's camera, the last photo was strange, a blurry shape in the trees, tall, dark, standing still. The official report blamed an avalanche, but many experts disagreed. The tent was still standing. The bodies weren't buried by snow. The injuries didn't fit. And why would they run without clothes? Local Mansi people had their own story. They said the mountain was cursed. They feared a creature called the Menk, a giant hairy being that lives in the forest. Tall, quiet, angry. They called the area Dead Mountain. Some think the hikers saw it or heard it, or maybe it came too close. They ran, but it followed. Other hikers later reported strange things in that same area. They heard deep cries at night, saw shadows, felt watched. Some even left early, afraid of something they couldn't explain. So what happened to the Dyatlov group? Was it an accident, or did they run from something we're not supposed to know? To this day, no one truly knows the answer, but some say the thing in the pines is still there, watching, waiting.